how do you handle losing in fighting games? Because you can go to practice and you can learn all your moves, you can learn all the combos, but when you start playing these people online, oh my god, it's like a different world because the way people play and the way the computer plays are like totally different. Like
Yeah.
you might get moves spammed on you over and over again. You might get somebody that throws all the time, and it's on all levels, like beginner levels, intermediate, top levels. Like they all do like really irritating stuff when you're beginning and you don't understand the game. So how do you know, handle losing in fighting games when you actually do decide to get online?
I'd say you handle losing by not going in with the expectation. Don't make that the goal. Like one thing I kind of learned playing Tekken, and then eventually I learned a lot of the fundamental stuff from Tekken, and then applied it to Street Fighter 4, and so on and so forth. Like you should be aiming for different types of victories because a lot of people interpret a loss as in I'm not getting any better, I'm not improving, I'm just wasting time. But what a small victory could be is like, oh, okay, I want to land this hit. It's a low kick. I want to land a low kick. Or I want to be able to step around this move when it comes out, or step around a move, not a specific move, but be able to avoid your opponent at all.
Yeah,
Or if you're practicing movement, I want to be able to survive for this long by moving around. Or I want my opponent to come to me because I'm always coming to them. I think it was one instance I never forget it. It was with it was your friend way back in Tekken 6. He was a Marduk player, and I was so afraid of walls. Every time I was able to pick a stage, I would always pick a wallless stage until he eventually got wise to it. It's like, dude, what's up with these open stages?
hmm,
And I was hoping he wouldn't recognize it, but since I'm learning the game, he was like, "No, man, you got to figure out these walls." I'm like, "Yeah, so that's a loss for me. Like I'm hurting myself constantly trying to avoid the one thing I need." And
yeah,
so, of course, got on walls, got beat up. But the goal at that point was like you need to focus on being able to be comfortable fighting in walls because you can't control that element of the game when you're just playing with random people, whether it's online or a tournament.
yeah,
That random button is going to pick something that you don't like. Or let's say if you're bad on player two side, well, don't worry about winning. Just figure out how to get to that side and get get used to playing on that side.
yeah,
So small victories, minimize the stakes to something a little bit more feasible, especially if you're learning. Like you're new. There's no reason to make your first expectation win, get to this
yeah.
rank, get to this level, and blah blah blah. Like learn how to do something little. Like I'm gonna sidestep this character. I'm gonna hit him with this move. I'm gonna learn what a full crouch move is and how to do it. So that's what I would say. Minimize those victories into something a little more bite sized that you can.
Yeah. So me, I say you gotta. It's such a hard thing to do, but I think you gotta take that saltiness or that hate or that anger and channel it into getting better. Because I think you can take that, if you're getting salty or if you're getting angry, if you're doing that, you have to take that and channel it into getting better. Because I remember there were so many times where like, man, I was playing on lines. I'm getting so mad, like, oh my god, this guy's hitting me with this move, that move. I'm about to throw my controller across the room. and and then you have to say, okay, wait, hold on. Why is this beating me? What is happening to me? And you have to get off online, first of all, go to practice mode, pick the character that you are losing to, and kind of find the move that you're getting beat by and see what you can do towards that move. Is the move unsafe? Can you sidestep it? Can you parry it? Can you counter it? You have to test out what you can do against players in certain situations to where that'll keep happening over and over again to the point where you have a built-in knowledge of what's happening to you. So when it happens again, you'll be ready. It's all about making yourself ready for all of the things that are happening online. Like you won't get all of it. There's so many situations, there's so many things to learn. So kind of like what Josh was saying, you have to take bite-sized pieces. It's like what they say, the old saying, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? It's like you just have to do that. And, you know, get off line if it's you just getting frustrated. And sometimes I get frustrated with lag online where I'll be winning. I'll be winning, and then somebody start jiggling the landline cord at the house, and the game starts skipping, and people start teleporting. I get mad at that and lose. Sometimes you just really be winning. You just really better than the person that you fighting, but the circumstances online keep you from winning that match. Sometimes it's not even you. So you have to kind of recognize what it is too, and move forward with that. But it's just a game. I know we get our passion and emotions in it, and it is understandable. It's okay to do, but you just can't let it burn your soul for too long.
Yeah. Also, like, pay attention to what you're doing. If you're playing online, like, I, you shouldn't have such high expectations to begin with. There, especially, come on, like, I remember, I think I was talking to Cross about it a while back. It's like online and offline are two different games. You may be playing Tekken, but Tekken online and Tekken offline. Oh, it was Soul Calibur. Yeah, that's what it was. Because he was telling me, yeah, this low in Soul Calibur is really good online. Offline, you can see it coming a mile away. So you don't get too used to playing the online version of the game, and getting so frustrated to where it's like affecting your offline performance. You kind of have to adjust your mental aptitude depending on what you're doing. Online has its value, but only if you gotta have a mental control on that. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Cross?
Um, I think that the way that you handle losing is you try to isolate a particular thing that you thought contributed to you losing. Because there's going to be a lot of reasons, but you can't work on all of them. Uh, so you just got to think about one of the things. Like, man, this guy threw me so much with this one throw, and he got that throw every time. And it's so annoying. I hate it. It's a combo throw, and I'm getting comboed. I hate that. It has to be something that, you're going to be motivated to want to go and actually go practice because you remember it so much because it was so annoying, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, then you go and I don't know, learn how to beat it. Oh, actually, that was a front throw. And yeah, all you got to do is break front. Okay, alrighty. So I'm just gonna do that, and then you just do that, and you have to try and make sure that you don't getting frustrated and mad is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you get frustrated to the point to where you are you stop paying attention to why you're losing, then
Yeah.
that's when it's a problem because
Yeah.
the losing part isn't bad, but if you don't learn from the losing, then it's wasted time because now you're just going to lose in the same way next time, but and you're not going to be able to practice it like in the real situation. So, like, if you lose to one particular thing, oh, this guy threw me a lot, then next time it's your goal. Like, okay, uh, next time I fight against this character, when he does this thing, I am going to beat this. I'm going to beat it by doing this. And that should be your goal. That's why it has to be something that you're really motivated to beat. It can't just be a mechanical, okay, you know, like you do this to win. It's like, no, it got to be something like, I really fucking hate this fucking back throw he does. It's really shitty. It Kage front throw just throws me out the ring. Mm, I'm never letting him get fucking front throw.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's like so even if you lose, even if you still lose, you're like, well, he ain't beating me that way. That
Yeah.
way he can't win. So let's try to do it again. Let's try to think of another way.
Yeah.
Or why am I like, what's the other way that he's beating me? You just try to isolate that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like, and it's difficult because the most difficult part is it's not really finding an answer, but it's practicing there, finding a legitimate match where you can practice the answer. Um, because your opponents aren't just going to want to help you practice. So,
Yeah.
uh,